The wedding we've all been waiting for. Cassie, plenty of crying. Nate loses a toe. Rue is about to get in major trouble. And poor Paladin is about to start a war. All that and more on the next episode of Unbinged, starting now. Welcome to Unbinged, the podcast where we like to break down the TV shows and movies you love to binge. I am Sam Holt, of course, joined by Jagger May and Matt Kopfhamer, here to talk Euphoria. Before we do that, Jagger, let's get a spoiler warning.
We're about to spoil Euphoria, so if you're one of the few people who aren't, watching the show on Sunday nights, that sucks. Catch up and come back.
Excellent warning, Jagger. We are covering Euphoria episode 3. This is the wedding episode. Guys, there's been nothing but everything plugging leading up to this episode, and there's plenty to cover here. But first, let's talk about Rue, because we end the episode with her getting pulled over by the police and everything that went into that moment. It feels like there's about to be a war between Lori and Alamo over a bird. Jag, how do we feel about this?
Yeah, we were talking pre-show. I was just like, man, a lot of stuff happened, but that fucking bird seems like consequential. Like, this seems like the start of a John Wick franchise, and it's just this uncomfortable, sedentary, crack-slinging mom. Not crack, fentanyl-slinging mom in a recliner. You took her bird. Yeah. What I love most about all this is that, yes, the bird makes sense, but it also makes sense that Lori would be a bird person. You ever met bird people? Weirdest fucking people on the planet. I'm sorry if you own a bird. I'm sorry. It is weird. Don't invite me to your house. But this is clearly going to be a massive...
We can't move past this point. You made that statement that bird people are weird, and you're not wrong, because what are birds except for evolved dinosaurs? So these are people that love fucking dinosaurs, like, to a weird degree. So you're not wrong.
They don't even think that far here. They just think it's beautiful and it flies and they want to be free. Like, the most sedentary, like, non-living motherfuckers love birds. And I'm sorry, now I'm getting mean. But my point.
I was going to say, to that point, though, like, why the bird thing is so weird is because you love them. They're beautiful. Let them fly. But then let's put them in a cage so that they don't ever get to leave. And then I just want to have a whole bunch of cages in my house trapping these beautiful creatures that should be flying around the sky. And it's like, no, my living room instead. That's weird.
Yeah, there's something
and
perverse.
You think they set
it.
up Rue, like, for this? And it was that conversation that she had where she's like, I want to go legit. And they're like, what? You don't think this is legit? And I'm like, no, buddy, it is not legit. Like, I'm sorry. I would like to job in, like, finance or something like that. Like, maybe an influencer. I don't know. Just not slinging fentanyls and drugs, like, and guns. So
I think that's such a good
out. So you're on the side that it was the Alamo people that set her up? Because I'm thinking it might have been Lori that set her up. Either one. It's one of the sides set her up, obviously.
I think that Alamo went in, killed the bird, and they had Rue there. And I'm not saying that they planned on Rue getting in trouble, but they brought Rue there because Rue is like this common denominator of trouble, and it leads more interference that it won't lead directly back to Alamo's man, Whereas, like, if it was just Alamo's man there, who else would have killed the fucking bird? Dipshit sucking face with Faye Valentine didn't do it. The other dipshit didn't kill the bird. It would be the one dude who's I love animals. Like it was like two autistic people that were like Spider-Verse mingling for a second, like with two people that are Spider-Man see each other from like beyond the Spider-Verse. That's how it felt like between them. They're like, do you love animals? Oh, me too. I'm like, oh my God, are they about to fuck in front of this bird cage? So it would only been him. So now with Rue there, I think that it gives them a little bit of buffer and a little bit of doubt. So they could continue to buy cheap drugs. And if something happens, they could put the blame on somebody who is 100% bought in.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, the other possibility is this could be in an independent investigation by the DEA, and they just happened to timing be coincidental. But it felt too much like one side or the other is trying to set Rue up as the fall guy, and that way it takes the heat off both operations.
I feel like it could be both things.
Which side?
I think it could be both. Alamo's setting up Rue to be in a situation where she can be taking the fall for Paladin, and that is just what ends up splitting these two groups up because she was the one that kind of brought them together, at least in mutual hate. And then I do feel like it's going to be something where Rue has a history, and in terms of tracking her and going through her to get to Alamo to bring down that operation or to even bring down Lori's operation, she could have had people watching her constantly. She's been going back and forth across the border for years, trafficking drugs, so I'm sure that her passport's been pinging back and forth and they're keeping an eye. I'm sure there's multiple reasons why she's getting pulled over, and she's going to have to then not only go and try to play nice with Alamo and his crew and with Lori, but then she's also going to probably be forced to be some level of a snitch to the DEA to loop in the others. So she's just going to be triple agenting across the board and not be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, we also got to remember... Sorry. She abandoned a vehicle on top of the border fence. So it's possible that they found the vehicle and are like, all right, grab a couple of DNA samples and be like, oh, Rue Bennett, let's get her.
Fair.
Well, that was registered to Lori. So, like, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, I don't believe in the capabilities of ICE's DNA research. I barely believe in it in police.
Listen to the DEA. They're slightly more, legit
Fair.
than ICE.
Fair. What's crazy is you're saying that like Rue's going to be playing triple agent. What a worse person to handle all this. Rue can't even juggle her own life. Like she and that's how plots are made. That's how plots are made. This is like even dumber one battle after another. Like like she's like burnt out Leo, who's like serious drugs and not just pot.
What's hilarious is when Alamo is sitting there like talking her up, and it's like, yeah, she's got ambition. She's also a crackhead, like literally. So it's only a matter of time before she slips and falls back to her, her addiction. So I don't know. Stop giving her more responsibility and see if she can handle the responsibility you've already given her. That's where I'm at. Like now you're having her.
She did well though. Seems like she like showed
she's
up.
Moving up.
Like you keep putting.
Yeah,
you keep
she's
putting
doing
bitches
well
in front
for
of her.
now.
She's like, she'll work.
Yeah,
I guess you got a
she's
point.
selling guns
you just
now.
switch one vice for another and just keep her in line with the other vice. It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
But yeah, she's a really good gun salesman. I was surprised.
I like the way, but have you seen this one? Have you heard of an AR-15? That was pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Zendaya's pretty amazing. All right, before we get into more, because there's obviously so much more to cover from this episode, including the wedding. We're gonna get to all of that fun stuff. But guys, I want to remind you where you can find all the amazing episodes. Make sure you like and subscribe to Unbinged so you don't miss a single episode. Every Monday, we're gonna be bringing you Euphoria. First 3 episodes are for everyone, but we're going to be moving episodes 4 through 7 to our premium bingers. Love you guys so much. And we'll be bringing back the finale review to our entire list. So doing that, we've also got the Pit finale just covered. Invincible season 4 is for our premium bingers. Finale will be for everyone. We've also been covering Beef season 2, Your Friends and Neighbors, The Boys. We cover everything over here, guys. So make sure you don't miss a single episode. All right, guys, let's talk about Nate's laundry list of problems that all kind of came to fruition at this wedding. He gets the absolute shit kicked out of him, loses a toe. And I love that you guys brought this up in the pre-show that you were more upset about the bird dying than Nate losing a toe at the end of this one.
The bird is innocent. Paladin did nothing wrong other than being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nate's a shitbag that deserved to get the shit kicked out of him.
Lose more toes.
Nate was due another ass whooping like immediately in season 2, man. Like that Fesco one wasn't enough. Like you thought, like I thought Fesco whipping his ass would have been like because for seeing a lot of ass whoopings, I've taken an ass whooping before. Usually when you get set right away with the wrong motherfucker, like it puts you on the path with God. Sometimes though, you get a Nate Jacobs and it may take 2, maybe even a 3rd before he realizes.
Some people are dumb and need to be taught a lesson a few times before it sticks. And that's Nate. Like, man, he thought this was still high school, that he could fuck around with people, and this is not high school, man. This is the real world where scary ass gangsters will take appendages when you owe them money. So this hopefully is the lesson he needs to learn and shape up. Otherwise, Nate's not long for this world, and he may die by the end of the season.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot more that can be said to betting on Nate dying by the end of this season, just in this episode alone, with how he handled things, which is he didn't handle them well at all. And then even, I don't know, I felt like the way that he kind of kept saying Cassie's full name now that she's married to him also feels like she's going to be tied up into a lot of this mess as well. So maybe there's certain things that are already in Cassie Jacobs' name that's, if he goes down, he's going to end up bringing her down with him.
That.
So, I mean, yeah.
Sorry, because Naz, the gangster, actually meant, she's like, you know, when you get married, you inherit things like debt. Mm-hmm. And so he very specifically points it out to her. I didn't consider the fact that Nate may have been putting things in Cassie's or under Cassie's name already to try to hide shit.
100%. Ooh. He's dumb enough.
That's a good point.
To think that it could work.
Let's not forget he's dumb and shitty enough. It takes two to tango, baby. You got to be stupid and a piece of shit.
He's got two wolves inside of him. One's dumb and one's greedy.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, he's just a little bit of a piece of shit on both sides. Brutal. Did you guys watch the after the episode of this one by chance?
No.
A lot of what I could of it, because like I rewatched it before we filmed. I basically got up into like the Cal stuff, which is fascinating. I know we'll talk about and how they did all that, but like a lot of times I just can't listen to Sam Levinson, so I just kind of move past it.
Well, I only bring it up because I did think it was hilarious, and I hope you guys were laughing as much as I was during this, as Nate's running away up the stairs getting his ass kicked, and Cassie is just sitting there at the bottom of the stairs crying like a woe is me, but this is my wedding day, how can this be happening to me? Meanwhile, your husband's now getting dragged his ass down the stairs. Apparently the way that they had that scene written, she was going to be chasing after the guy that's trying to beat up on Nate, and it was funnier to have her just sit there. So that was something that they came up with, like, seems like day of, and I felt like that was brilliant, just leaning into the selfishness that Cassie has, that she's just so woe is her, this is my wedding, how could this happen to me, while he's literally getting dragged down the fucking stairs.
Oh, it was hysterical because the moment of realization was just like, I'm bleeding. And you hear Nate literally like grunting and getting the shit kicked out of him in the background. And then it goes up the stairs behind her. It's just like, man, this was a really funny scene for as dark as it was. They played it off almost perfectly because you're right. This fits so much within Cassie's character that she would not chase after and try to help Nate. She would be absorbed with her own, I've never bled from my face before. And so I felt like that just perfectly encapsulated not only the characters, but their relationship, because she even, I forget the exact line she says, but Nate's talking about their problems and she's like, well, what does that have to do with me? And it's like, she is so self-absorbed with what she wants and getting the wedding of her dreams with her $50,000 worth of flowers, which I didn't notice $50,000 worth of flowers myself, but that's just me.
Nigga, I did. You ever bought flowers before?
No. You ever planned a wedding? You ever bought flowers? What are you talking about?
There was a bouquet ton of flowers.
$10, Michael?
No.
But no, I thought that scene perfectly encapsulated everything we need to know about about Nate, Cassie, and their entire relationship. So that scene was well done. Yeah,
that was really, really good. And I think keeping the house into like the state that it was too, with all that yellow against the blood and all the different things, was, again, I mean, we talked about it before, how much he wishes that this was a Tarantino, and it's just trying. So that was a lot of nods to the Western in this one for sure. But where does Nate go from here? Next episode, he's obviously going to be in the hospital and getting some level of treatment for all of these massive amount of injuries. The grunts that you brought up too, Kopf, he clearly broke several ribs going down those stairs as well. So really going to be interesting to see how he tries to come back.
How does he explain this when he goes to the hospital? Because you can, no, it's the level of him, like, what does it say? Got a car accident? Like, how do you lose your toe? Like, how do you explain that when you go to the hospital?
Driving in sandals?
The thing is you don't say shit. You say, you make something up and you fucking lie. Then when the cops come, you fucking lie. Because unless you press charges or unless you tell them that someone did anything, they can't do shit. And the thing is,
I fell down the stairs.
yeah, dude, you're gonna look like a dickhead. You already look like a dickhead. You already look like you're way beyond looking like a dickhead at this point. We're talking about living till the end of the month. Like that's our goals at this point for Nate. And this is where like the hubris, I just wonder where it's gonna run out, because I didn't even really think about what you guys were saying, that he's setting Cassie up for future problems and debt, because that is just, you think they're just going to be like, oh, well, it said Cassie's name, guess I can't kill you. Yeah, like, what? You think that shit works in like gangland? Like, it does, I don't know, man. It seems very short-sighted. I think that's the theme for him, though.
Yeah.
Sorry. So so last week I mentioned, or maybe week one, I mentioned how Nate might be the one that ends up pushing Cassie into more than just OnlyFans, or like ends up like pimping her out basically to help solve their money problems.
Sure.
Maybe it's not Nate that does that. Maybe Nate is dead at this point and she is literally owned by Naz, because they owe so much money that Naz is the one that pimps her out. And then we go a very dark, like Requiem for a Dream like path for Cassie, where she's getting literally pimped out to like fucking weird men all over the world.
Ugh.
To be fair, I don't think, maybe I'm saying there's like honor among thieves. I don't think it's like automatically like we sex traffic, because there are some lines in there, like
they're setting it with Alamo though.
Alamo's in a different game though than Nas is. Nas is in like rich people financial crime. I'm not saying he can't be in two things. That is very much possible. But like, I guess I hate the whole like, oh, you're in crime, I guess I'll traffic a girl to get my money back. I just like, that's just not how like some people work.
Do you put it above Sam Levinson to do that though?
He could. You got me there,
I could see him writing that.
You got me there.
I see him writing that.
You got me there. So. I'll let
He's
you have
written
that
out
one.
every other possible kink and fetish for all of these women. So throwing her to the wolves would be the next thing.
I could see him being the type to be like, you know what? They'll never see it coming. Requiem for a Dream. And then he pulls off his interpretation of that ending.
Oh, dear God. All right. Well, I'm really curious to see how this storyline now goes, because I think I was very uninterested in this scope. But now that we know how immediately Nate has gone into this shit and gotten his ass absolutely handed to him, he's going to have to get this money somehow. Clearly, all of his friends don't trust him now either. It's made that storyline. Yeah. They've made the storyline a little bit more interesting for me in terms of wanting to see what happens here, or just at least see Nate Jacobs meet his end, because he deserves it. So we got to talk more about the wedding, though. There's so many characters that we got to see in this one. I loved to see Maddie show up to this wedding in this crazy dress. The outfits that Jules and Maddie were wearing, I was like, oh man,
Jules was dressed like a fuckable house elf. That was like basically a curtain that was like hung around. Like there wasn't actual clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like cover a titty. Whatever. I'm not saying it was bad. She looked great. I was just saying that like calling out the dress is fucking a stretch.
Yeah.
To a wedding, no less. Like,
that's my thing. I've been in so many weddings, and I think that there's a certain level of dress that you go for at a wedding, but there was definitely a plot for these outfits. And Maddie definitely had a lot of eyes and attention on her, including Nate's mom, who was thinking, how could she even bring herself here? Which I thought was
that speech. That
pretty
speech. Wild. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes your son brings home a girl you know isn't right. Just stares her down. Jesus.
Can you do that face again?
No, what a show. What a
show. That was so good.
Don't worry. Jagger will screenshot it later.
Thank you. And make a sticker for us in the group chat. Very much needed.
Always, baby. Always.
No, it was the look was absolutely wild. Yeah, to be called out in the middle of the wedding was ridiculous. I think that we're going to see, obviously she left the wedding a little bit early, so really curious to see how we wrap up her storyline after this wedding. In next week's episode, because then she goes back to her life where she's working really hard and everything she's earning for herself, and nothing's getting handed to her anymore, and it's very opposite from what this wedding kind of portrays for Nate and for Cassie, and this complete facade, which is also, I think, really interesting, because last week we had Cassie looking at Maddie's Instagram and getting jealous for the life that Maddie's leading. And now we have the wedding episode where, you know, in a sense, you can see Maddie being jealous of the life that Cassie has, even though it's more of a shell than an actual real life.
But
Yes.
that's pretty poignant though, because like on one hand, Cassie's looking at Maddie's Instagram, which is always designed to be like the best of the best is what you show the world.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it makes sense that you'd only see like the glamorous parts. You wouldn't see like the hard work and the long hours and the bullshit that Maddie has to put up with. And then you go to the flip side. Maddie at the wedding is seeing all the glitz and the glamour, but she left before she could see the Cassie crash out and the revelation that Nate's broke is a fucking joke. So again, they're both living off of basically just viewing each other through filters and not seeing the reality behind that filter. And so when that realization is going to come, I wonder if it's going to be, I think it's going to be Maddie realizing first and then using that to her advantage to get more and more over on Cassie. Because again, like I mentioned last week, Cassie's very much like what's right in front of me. Everything else doesn't matter. Maddie feels much more long-term and willing to plan things out.
Yep, 100%. What were you going to say, Jag?
Oh, I was just agreeing, man. Like, I wanted to go back to what you said about like it being like a show and not reality, because that's what it really does feel like. It's like, how long of a delusion can someone live in? It's been like
Their whole
since high
lives.
school, man. Yeah, like that's it, and even to the point with Cassie getting back to the house after the wedding. She gets hit in the mouth and Nate's getting fucking work. And she's like, "You're supposed to be my special day." And then Nate's just getting drugged down the stairs, getting absolutely fucking bodied. I'm like, I just want to tell her, like, this ain't about a fucking wedding anymore. We're way past a wedding and stupid ass flowers that homie tried to tell you not to buy, you know? Like, it's, for both of these people, reality still hasn't set in. And then on Maddie's point of view, fuck Nate's mom, dude. Fuck Nate's mom. I know she's a victim from her son and her husband, but to take shots at someone else publicly in a wedding for high school is bananas. Bananas. It's fucking nuts. Oh, she wasn't right for him. This homegirl's got a real job and career, and then your son married a fucking puppy. Like, come on now. Let's talk this through.
No, just like an absolute puppet is what he's marrying. And it's all just, I think it's interesting to see the back and forth of the different viewpoints between the two. I really hope we get more Lexi out of next week's episode, because her just being on the side of like, I'm a good daughter, and then her mom not caring about it, and then her just getting so shoved to the side, like, makes me feel so bad for her.
Cassie is her masterpiece. Lexi was just a mistake. So, you know.
A little weird she's a virgin. I just got to point that out. That is...
Though, actually, her generation, it's not that weird. Apparently, like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, like it's not that uncommon for people to wait longer and longer before they lose their virginity.
Brother, she is almost 30. She is closer, like, I guess...
No, in this, I think they're 22.
24.
Yeah, like
22,
24 in this.
Okay. So she's very Gen Z, yeah.
Yeah.
So for her to be that career focused and not want to, I could see it.
Some people wait till they're 26, Jag. We don't talk about it. It's fine.
I'm going to bring that up after the show. But for now, we'll shove past it.
Wait, have you guys noticed that the prologue for each episode is like our little catch up with a character? So like episode 1 was Rue, episode 2 is Maddie, this one was Jules. So next week we're probably gonna get Lexi, like you mentioned, or who's another character they might do? I mean, we already kind of got the Maddie. Maybe
really
Nate's. We might get the backstory of what's been going on with him.
That makes a lot more sense. I like that. Kind of need it.
Yeah, because with Lexi, we get the classic Sam Levinson. I got to give this credit. I will give Sam Levinson credit. This is wonderfully directed, man. Story aside, the aesthetics, the vibes, the look. Having Hans Zimmer as the composer, it is a huge tonal shift between Labyrinth. But that was fucking cinema, that beginning opening sequence. Even though I was really... what are you doing with plastic, Jules? don't you know not to trust rich white men, especially
Bro,
with plastic. I mean, that's a whole fucking thing.
He starts
there,
going Dexter
but
on you, you run.
yeah, dude. But it was wonderful to look at, and the cough, I love that you bring that up because we really do get these nice little vignettes of each character at the beginning, and we were telling Sam pre-show. Sam Trammell, fucking HBO legend. Shout out to True Detective, Sam Merlot. And then if you've seen Treme, made by the same people who made The Wire, I haven't watched it and I won't, but I hear it's good. It's him coming in there as this weird doctor. I wonder if we're going to get more of him, or is that just going to be the only cameo we get of him in the future? Because it feels like when we do get these little things... Yeah, it's added story, and we're only 3 episodes in and got 5 more. So
Yeah, we have 5 more episodes. Oh my god!
Didn't they end? They ended Jules' scene with her going back home, and he seems to be in the shower. So I'm guessing we're gonna get at least 1 more scene with him next episode. Now, the real question is: they mentioned he's her only client left, her only sugar daddy left. How possessive is he of her? Is where I'm wondering. Because we'll get to the point where he gets out of the shower and she's like, yeah, I went to a wedding with my friends, and he just goes berserk on her because he didn't give her permission. So yeah, we'll see.
We haven't seen that side yet, and that's a really good point too, because it would just be one more thing, hook going into Rue in terms of, you know, being drug into something. So she's obviously dealing with everything with Alamo, with everything with Lori. Now she's got the DEA. So it wouldn't shock me if now Jules' sugar daddy is also part of this group of people that's like on the trying to get after Rue for something. So that's such a good call out, Cough. Let's see. So we covered Maddie, we've covered Jules. Let's talk about the Jules and Cal moment, because there was a lot of that obviously, one, I feel so weird to say it because obviously everyone loves Eric Dane, and it was one more moment to see him on film. Obviously, you know, RIP to him. It was it was really beautiful the way that they had him on the show. But I personally have so many issues with kind of just putting a blanket of like over the, well, he kind of got away with it. He is, you know, a registered sex offender though now. Oh, so you got the little red dot. Yeah, it's my scarlet letter.
Scarlet letter.
I'm sorry. Pedophile isn't scarlet letter. It's like, no, these are not the same. It's not the same. I don't like just blanket making it okay. That I really was bothered by.
Thank you.
Sam, you're wrong, man. It is easily pedophilia, premarital sex, right fucking here, man. There's very thin line. It's
both are sins, okay?
Oh God, no, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. It made me so uncomfortable watching that. I don't know. It's media. We shouldn't be making it okay. But that's my only sad moment. Besides that, it was really crazy chemistry to see Jules with Cal and then later Jules with Nate on that balcony smoking a cigarette, where you clearly see far more attraction and intrigue from Nate to Jules than you've seen from him to Cassie this entire show.
I've said that. I've been an attractive man before. Nate just likes when people like him. That's it, man. I'm not saying he isn't a little bit into Jules or they didn't actually share things, but is Nate actually going to do something to like, I don't know, feed whatever fire that is? Fuck no, he's not. He's absolutely the fuck not. He just wants, that's like him not turning in the tape of Jules. Maybe some of that was humanity. I think it's, well, Jules would like this, and I don't want her to think I'm 100% a fuck ass. I just want to be 99.9% a fuck ass. So in case my life falls apart, I'll at least have this other person I can go back to. Maybe I'm just really skeptical and hate Nate, but that's where I'm at.
Fair.
I wonder how much of it has to do with like Jules is almost unattainable, and he's the type of person who wants the thing he can't have, and the more you tell him no, the more he wants it. So it could be just him, just him keep it, like you said, keep it in his back pocket, but like one day, maybe.
We're literally saying the same thing, Cough. That's what I think, dude. It's 100% like my one. I've had to stop myself for doing this. I'm like, I'm not actually going to pursue anything with this, so I need to quit being a piece of shit. Which sometimes you can be nice, you can be charming, but you can't be flirty with someone and then stoke shit just to stoke shit. I guess because it's a fucking sport. And you got to go to therapy to deal with that. And we all know Nate Jacobs is not going to do that. Come on.
100%.
Gonna need that physical therapy though for that toe. Am I right?
He's gonna be off balance.
Yeah.
Do you really lose that much balance when you lose a pinky toe? I thought it was your big toe.
I think
that
it's your
you
big
lose.
toe.
It's your big toe. Yeah,
know.
you can lose a
Thanks for
pinky.
ruining
lose
my
any
joke,
toes.
Sam. Thanks for ruining
I've heard you lose any toes and you lose your balance pretty easily. So I don't know. I've never lost a toe.
Well, you can't wear sandals, so that's one drawback. But yeah. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about the crash outs. I feel like there were multiple crash outs throughout the wedding from Cassie going back and forth from not only Nas coming up to the front table saying, "You owe me all this money. How dare you be serving all this caviar while you owe me all this money?" And you start to see the curtain peeled back for Cassie of just how bad things are. And then she has to go and process this in the middle of a very tacky wedding dance with her and Nate that's just so wildly inappropriate. So that was, I don't know, another layer of how diabolical Nate is to put Cassie, I think, through all of that.
Just remember your steps. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
smile. Just smile. Like, oh,
Do you guys?
baby.
I can't name. I don't know why this song came in my head, but that song that's like "fuck the pain away." That's what it felt like. like Nate's just out there, like he Nate's quite literally the TikTok girl that's like crying and dancing. That's fucking him during that wedding, dude. Like it just like, buddy, this is rough
Must
to look
keep
at.
up
You need to wrap this shit
appearances.
up, man.
Yeah, he's smiling real big and she's clearly mid-cry of this dance. Like, oh, so bad.
But that's because Nate is a con man. And so for him, it's just keep smiling, make sure nobody catches on, and I'll figure it out later, even though he's not smart enough to actually figure it out. But he is very much like fake it till you make it until everybody believes you know what you're doing. And that's why he pulled out the thing with Fred, his neighbor, when his neighbor's like, "Oh, you got money problems." It's like, no, it's this flower, and like, fuck the flower. Like, that is what a con man does. You ignore reality and sell a dream.
No reality, sell a dream. I think that's such a good way to put it too, because it feels like if everything for Cassie has been leading up to this dream wedding, from the moment she started walking down the aisle, and Jag, I'll throw this one to you because I know how much you love Alana Ubach for this. It was this speech that Cassie's mom gives her of how every mistake she made happened when she had her wedding and everything else. But then at the end, you're my masterpiece. And that was just, you're watching Cassie just crumble as she's walking down the aisle was pretty brutal.
Cassie's mom is unfettered consciousness. Her mouth is Twitter for white males. You know how they just kind of just be saying shit with zero filter on there. That is Cassie's mom.
Just completely unfiltered, 100%.
Yeah, if you see South Park, it's the shitter joke where Alec Baldwin is just thinking and talking the whole fucking time, and I love it because like I'm not saying it's nice, but she fucking means it. Like I think Lexi, and I'm sure a lot of us have been a Lexi before or something like that. I've certainly felt like that. Not that I have a prettier sister who my mom loves more, but I felt like Cassie's mom relates to Cassie. So her putting herself and her child is the stereotypical, I'm going to live vicariously through you because you are me and we're going to do this right. It's like, you're not going to marry a drug addict. You're going to marry a rich abuser. And at least you're going to have money when you drink and be sad and act like me in the future, you know? And that whole moment, it feels like now in TV, a lot of times it reminded me of like Andor. We've seen this at Game of Thrones, where a woman is about to marry what's considered the ideal man of her dreams, but it's like a total Faustian fucking deal. And Cassie's mom realizes it and is okay with it. Like, it's like the ultimate nihilism with her, where she's just like, it's gonna suck no matter who you marry. At least he's rich. And she's even honest enough to be honest with herself. She looks like she looks like an anorexic witch now. I fucking love it.
The whole speech was just fucking chef's kiss. I mean, I love how Cassie's mom is, intentional or not, just an emotional terrorist towards Cassie during her like one moment where she's supposed to be happy, and her mom's just sitting here like, just enjoy it because you'll never be happy again. Everything sucks. Your life's a nightmare. Good luck. Love you.
But you look pretty, sweetie. Just move on. No, emotional terrorist. Such a good word to use. guys, was that your favorite moment? Or I want to go around and say, what was your favorite moment of this episode?
Besides Nate
Yeah.
getting his ass beat, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
As a film nerd, the opener, that was cinema. That's just me being completely nerdy. As a messy motherfucker, it was definitely Cassie's mom, I think.
Yeah.
So I have two. I have Cassie's mom, and then I have Bishop with this whole I'm a motherfucking cowboy scene. That was fucking cool.
Actually,
Not gonna lie,
I
that
forgot.
was a
we got
cool
Bishop's my
fucking
favorite
scene.
character.
Oh, he's so
Cough, this is
fucking
what we
dope.
were talking about pre-show, where for Euphoria season 3, it's not as good as the rest because it's so different. It's
so different.
We're wrapping stuff up. I wish this was a different show. Like, I've gave Sam Levinson a lot of shit, but I'm like, hey, buddy, let's dial down the sex 70%, man. Like
Yes.
you've gone full Tarantino where it's all feet. You know, Tarantino was like feet sprinkled in. You know, maybe sprinkle that shit in and then give us like a real story elsewhere, because that whole scene with Bishop was dope. Like, I go back to the whole like, I love animals. That actor is weird. He's uncomfortable, weirdly Christian, and still cool with like selling drugs, and like it almost feels like he believes he is different because of his religion. And I think that is very much indicative of a lot of religious people. Like, I quite literally think people like us aren't humans because we are like heathens to him. So it justifies his actions as far as like selling drugs and guns and whatnot. Just fascinating.
Yeah.
Does I'm gonna say something. Does he remind you of like a Fargo character?
Yes, 100%. This season reminds me of Fargo, dog. This
Right.
this reminds me of Fargo. A bunch of dumbasses getting into some
Doing some crime.
fuckery that don't need to be involved in fuckery.
Don't need
Yeah, Bishop. Every time he's on screen, it's just fascinating because it's like, what's gonna come out of his mouth and what's gonna do. Like the whole, give me your gun, and he fucking takes the jack off, puts it on the shotgun. I was like, damn, okay, this man's got fucking balls of steel.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. I think my favorite is still Cassie crying at the bottom of the stairs while Nate's getting his ass beat. Just to completely upend everything because we've been hearing nothing but everything of her life leads up to this wedding. She has literally no plans for after it, and this is how it's ending is, I think, chef's kiss for her harsh reality, and something else is going to have to happen. So those were my favorites. Last final thoughts before we sign off, guys?
R.I.P. Paladin. You were too good for this world.
He was too good for this world.
This feels like we're already in episode 3 and it feels like a finale, like our penultimate episode.
True.
What else are we going to get? It's like, I'm at this point of Euphoria where I'm like Thanos. I'm like, perhaps I judged you too harshly, because like, regardless of like what I think about anything, it's going to be wildly entertaining. I feel like, because
Very
can
true.
we go?
Messy,
I guess
for
there's room to
sure.
go down, but like, I feel like we're just going up at this point, you know?
This is absolutely the best of the season so far. So I'm hopeful that this just means we're going to get a pickup and it's going to keep going up.
Yeah, if this is a roller coaster ride and we've been doing clicks up and we just got a big, dip, I'm hoping that there's nothing but twists and turns to finish out this ride, because I agree with you guys. This was definitely a far more fun, actually enthralling episode by comparison to the others.
This ride needs at least one loop to loop.
At least one. It
Was
needs
this a loop de loop?
I feel like this was a big crash and it's going into a loop de loop.
Yeah, I feel like the first two were the click, 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 and then this one we're about to like go over, and then the like, is it going to be a fun ride down, or is it like that Mr. Freeze shit where I leave with like whiplash and like I don't want to do that again?
I think if they can land this plane without whiplash, we will be very happy, viewers for having watched it. But all right, with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Unbinged. We will bring you episode 4 to our premium bingers next week, so make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
I don't get feet, man. I don't understand it. Like,
I've tried.
I
It
could say
doesn't
that
make
someone
sense to
has
me.
a pretty foot
Try
because
it.
it's attached to a pretty body. Sure. It's just like all of the. I've seen ugly feet. I got ugly feet. Mine are flat as fuck. I'm like
I
very
like my
much
feet.
duck built.
I like mine.
I have
Like
nice
I've tried
feet.
to play with feet, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. This is. There's nothing erotic with this. What's going on?
I've given a foot massage, and all it would have made me want to do is like touch the other things that aren't fucking feet. Like I just,
Exactly.
you know, it's like
Yeah.
if you've tried feet, wait till you've touched an ass. It's like, you know. And apparently, like, it's so common that like it's more weird that I think it's weird. You know, I'm not trying to kink shame. I just don't understand it. Like,
I just don't get it. It's of all the body parts. Why feet? Like elbows, maybe. Sure, knees.
No, they're
if you
ashy.
want. I don't know.
Elbows are always ashy.
I don't know, but like they're pointy, so like there's got to be something there. But like feet, what's attractive about feet? I don't get it. I don't understand.
My bruise is almost gone.
Women love forearms. I thought I learned that. Like,
Yeah,
that
we do.
was, like a whole thing.
That makes sense,
Like women
though. That makes sense to me.
love forearms because, like, I always ask them, like, why do dudes work out their forearms so much? And like, chicks love it. I'm like, just fucking deadlift, nigga. Like, you just gotta hold something.
I'm not gonna lie. Legs, like a nice like calves and legs. I get it. That makes sense to me. The curve of a long leg, sure.
Legs are just pre-ass. Every other part of the body is just pre-ass. Like
Leading
it's just
to the
all
ass.
roads lead to ass.
The butt dimples. Yeah, there we go.
Duh, that's ass Eve.
Eve?
It's like ass cleavage, but
the night before Assmas. All right, Sam, take it away.
We're gonna break Sam.